This is my Shop My Stash for February. Welcome to everybody watching today. Thank you so very much for joining me. Today I'm going to talk you through my Shop My Stash for February. I'm going to give you the lowdown on the products that are already in the drawer, then I'm going to take you into my makeup collection to select new things to be testing out for February, as well as older products I want to go back to. And then when we get back to the drawer, I'm going to showcase what eyeshadow palettes I will be playing with. So here is what I was working with in February, and I have something so here is what I was working with in January, so I'll talk you through that first. And then there's a little bit of an announcement I want to make. In February, I will be posting my makeup collection videos. I do this once a year where I just go through almost everything save for eyeshadow palettes, and I do lots of swatches of all of the different products in my makeup collection. And it's sort of like a helpful way for me to know, what do I want to declutter? Are there things that I've forgotten about? Maybe things that don't no longer swatch very well. Then I can roll them into a Shop My Stash to try them out before I declutter, etc., etc. So that's sort of what I filmed over my Christmas break period, and I sort of just take you along for the ride and showcase that in February usually. So that's going to happen again this year. And there's another thing I wanted to announce, and that is that hopefully in 2026, I will be able to shoot as much video content with a lot of the products that are in my Shop My Stash. I was still a little bit too busy at work for the things that were in there for January. I managed to do this for like 2 or 3 products, but not for everything. But I hope to be able to build up sort of like an archive of all of the makeup that I have. I already have an archive of all of the makeup that I have. I think about 95% of all of the makeup that you're about to see in February has been reviewed. But those reviews aren't always up on YouTube as videos. I very often have reviews up on my blog. And I still think the blog has a function, it still works, but I'm also finding myself not being very motivated to be writing blog posts anymore. So I'm thinking of like hopefully being able for February already to be able to film shorts with all of the products we will be selecting today, posting them on YouTube and having those as B-roll for future videos. That's what I hope to be able to do. Not sure if that is going to work really well or not. I'm gonna test it out this month to see how I feel. But that's sort of the plan. I have been working on the down low on having really good quality images of all of my eyeshadow palettes. I've been keeping all of my original files now for the past year or two so that I can use those pictures for B-roll. But what I tended to do in the past is that I deleted all of the original videos and I only kept the things that were on the blog. So I only have, well, they're not always the best quality images for that reason. So that's why I sort of want to give that a bit of a revamp. But because I have sensitive skin, I can't do it all in like a single week and like put everything on my face and like take it off again. That would be easiest. But I felt like if I just do it slowly but surely, and I feel it's been quite successful with the eyeshadow palettes, that I can start doing it with the rest of my makeup as well. So especially when I declutter in March, I will have everything a little bit more curated again, and hopefully then within the year 2026, I can have shot as many video clips as possible, and I can just have a nice little archive of all of these videos. I already have loads of videos up with like swatches and stuff of some of the shorts that I've done in the past, so those are still going to be there. If I have already put shorts up with those products, I will be skipping them. But yeah, I do have loads of things that I, for instance, don't have video of me applying it to my face. So that is definitely a little project I want to start working on this year. Not sure how it will go. It will depend on how crazy busy my teaching job will be, but yeah, I just wanted to come on here and announce it in this video that that's sort of the plan, so that I have little clips as well for like videos like this where I can just have the B-roll here on the side when I'm talking about the product. So that's a wish for the future. Know that I'm always continuously working on improving my content behind the scenes. It's not always, you don't always get to see that, but very often life just gets a little bit crazy busy and it gets in the way of all of my content planning, you could say. Let's get to the products in the drawer. I have 2 products that are going to stay in, because if you saw my January Shop My Stash, you know that I'm currently trying to work through these 2 base products. So the Lisa Eldridge Seamless Skin Foundation and the Missha Perfect Cover BB Cream in shade 21. This is in shade 5. These are really lovely products. I have found as I was using this at the start of the month that my skin is currently a little bit too dry because we're in the winter time. And also the shade doesn't currently work for me the best. This is more of like a spring, summer, post-summer shade for me. I also bought this shade in like August time, so I think I'm gonna have to wait like a month or two for this to look okay on me. I'm currently in the midst of February, so I'm at my payless, so the Missha has been working better for me, and this formula is also more hydrating. So I've been able to switch between them, and I'm currently preferring the Missha. So I'm just trying to get as much use as I can out of this one right now, but it doesn't mean I can't use my Lisa Eldridge. I know it's gonna be perfect for me, but I think I have to wait for it a little while. But I do want to keep these in just as a reminder for myself to be using these up. I've been using the Missha quite a bit, and I can see the tube is flattening. So hopefully in the next month or two, I can get the most use out of it. So I can hopefully call it quits really early on, and I can roll something else into my Shop My Stash. My Shop My Stash operates very much like a mini project pan at the same time as well. So these two are going to stay in. I will not be selecting anything new for February when it comes to foundation-like shades. I haven't really bought anything new anyways that I need to test out. And also Essence and Catrice aren't really coming out with something that's super interesting to me that I then need to test out for you at the minute. So that's why I can just keep these in for another round, and I'm going to be very happy using these. As I was sitting down to get ready for the day today, I actually used up the Bouncy Plump primer. It doesn't look that used up. It looks like there's a lot of product left, but I think it's just too thin for the pump to pump it up, because I was pumping it like crazy, and then I heard the little squirty noise where it sounds as if it's going to pick up more product, but nothing is coming out anymore. So I'm gonna have to call it quits on this one. And I'm gonna show this to you like this, because once I flip it, it's gonna be a little stuck to the sides, but you can see that my Pretty Fresh setting spray is like down to the bottom of these letters. So I have about like a third left, you could say. This is my favorite setting spray. It's the only one I really use. I have two more of these in backup, so I think I'll be able to use up at least another one this year, and then have another one on the go towards the end of the year. So that means that around Black Friday time, I do need to start repurchasing this. Milani Eyeshadow Primer, still going strong. It is starting to flatten a little bit, so I'm happy about that. And my lip balm by Catrice that they did in their previous round is still going strong. This is the Pillow Plush Peptide Lip Mask, and this has been really nice. I still don't love this like application style where you need to twist it and then the product is being pushed out. But once you twist it just once, product keeps coming out. So I do feel I apply quite a bit, but I thought this was gonna run out in like a month or two, but it's not. It does come with quite a bit of product, and because it's quite a thick, sort of lip balmy type of product, you only need a little bit for it to really work on your lips. So this has been great. Then we have mascara. I need to move these out of my makeup collection because they're just too dry to use. So those count as being done. And same for the brown ones. I haven't really been reaching for brown mascara all that much, but that's because I was doing quite a few more cool toned kind of looks. And then I feel a black mascara just goes a little bit better than the brown. But yeah, this is my favorite brown combo, but this is also too dry. My little brow combo is still going strong. I have found out though that my favorite Essence Make Me Brow in the blonde shade has been discontinued here in the Netherlands. I can still find it on German websites, and like the German drugstore, but the Dutch drugstore has no longer stocks the blonde shade, so that's why I couldn't find it anywhere. I sort of bought this one in a pinch. I like it. It's by Catrice. It's the Color and Fix, but I did manage to pick up 3 of the blonde shade when I placed my second Catrice order from Boozy Shop, because they still had it on there. Could very well be that it's still available online, or if I go to Germany, I might still be able to find that blonde shade. But here in the Netherlands, it's sadly discontinued. But this is okay. It's an okay replacement, but it doesn't beat the Essence. And I do now have 3 of those in backup, so I don't need to worry about that anytime soon. I go through about 2 of those a year, so if I have 3, it's about 1.5 years of brows that I can do, and this one isn't running out yet, so I should be okay. The Catrice Slimmatic Ultra Precise Brow Pencil, this is okay, but it's just not my favorite. I find that this, you can sort of see, I'm not sure if the camera is picking up on it. Can we like focus on that? Do you see how crooked that looks? It's just, It's too soft on the one hand, but then it sort of, it doesn't break off, but it kind of just like smushes around in my brows. So I feel it's not as defined as it could be. So this is not my favorite brow pencil, but it works in a pinch and I can use it up for sure. Then of course, my MAC Paint Pot and my little MAC eyeshadow. This is in Orb. I finally hit pan on it towards the end of 2025. I hope to be able to use it up this year. And the paint pot is really, really pretty as well. This is getting very low down. I've been able to feel the glass when I stick my finger in for a few months now. And I've been really noticing this month that also on the sides, it's now starting to feel like it's just more solid, which means I'm sort of pushing against the glass of the jar. This does take ages for you to be able to see pan on it. Like you can feel the pan before you can see it because it is such a creamy product. And this is something that I can like use my little spatula with. And then when it gets down so far that I actually hit pan on the bottom, I can scrape down the sides and I can like push it back down and use it up that way. So I know I can get every last drop out of this jar. And then of course we have all the fun things that were going on here. I was using these two concealers. Well, I was saying I was using these two concealers. I wasn't because I reach for this one every single day and not this one. I'm not sure why, because this is more hydrating. But this is a little bit paler. This is ever so slightly deeper. It's not deeper, but it's deeper than this shade is. So for right now, this is really, really pretty. I think it's actually going to be too bright for me in like the spring season. So I think I want to keep this one in and just have it as my only concealer. And if I do run out of it in February, I can always roll in something else. The Catrice is going to go back into the drawer. I had two bronzers in, a cream and a liquid, and it was my aim, as you can see, to hit pan on the Makeup by Mario Soft Sculpt Skinenhancer in the shade Light. And as you can see, I nicely managed to do that, and I've even been able to expand the pan, and I'm also really working on the sides right now. So this product isn't anywhere near gone, but you can see I haven't just been digging in the middle. You can really see it sloping down. So this time I've made good progress on. And I reach for this a lot because it's so easy to use in the morning, but I'm gonna put it back in because I think I wanna do a different bronzer this month. And then also the Melted Sun from Catrice. This was really pretty, but this does take a little bit more effort than the Makeup by Mario to use. So if they're both in my Shop My Stash together, I tend to reach for the Makeup by Mario over this. I am a bit of a lazy person, especially if I'm getting ready for work in the morning. I just want things to go on and let that be that. The Kosas is going to go back in. We all know what this looks like by now. I hit pan on it quite quickly, had a bit of a dome sort of around it because I did hit heart pan around the sides. And I haven't really been able to break through it, but you can really see how flat this side is and like just around it. So I'm going to keep it in for another month. I'm still not tired of this. I was afraid when the packaging broke in December that this was going to change like formula really quickly, because sometimes with especially face powders, once the packaging doesn't shut properly anymore, your face powder texture can just really, really change. And if like with face powders, if there's any moisture that really gets in, they can really, really change formulas. But it hasn't happened to this one yet. So it still works the same way. And as long as that's happening, and as long as I keep it just like sitting in my drawer, nothing really much is going to happen to it. So I'm going to see if I can get some more use out of this. I had some highlighters in, and from these, I was using the Kiko one as much again. Same as with my bronzers, the Kiko Glow Fusion was just the easiest to use out of all three options I had. So it looked right with almost every look I was doing. And I also felt that the MAC Double Gleam was a little bit too similar to the Kiko. So if I show them to you side by side, essentially, that's a little blown out, but essentially Double Gleam is just a more highlighted, more intense version of the exact same shade as the Kiko is. So they don't really look at this, looks warmer toned, almost peachy compared to it in the pan. But I feel that on the cheeks, this gives you a more intense highlight compared to this, and that's the only real difference there is. So I was reaching for the Kiko more often. You can see that this is a favorite, loads of pan. And again, like with the Makeup by Mario, you can see that I'm really sort of working here on the middle. You can see that slope that's starting to appear. So that pan is quickly expanding. And this is something I wanted to try. I bought this towards the end of 2025 and I hadn't fully reviewed it yet. The Glow Fusion Highlighting Drops in shade 2. These are really, really pretty. I really like the look of this product on my skin. I still have to review it. As I was saying at the start of the video, I really want to start doing more like videos when I apply products rather than just reviewing them over on the blog. With this, I really wanted to do that, but it just hasn't happened for me yet because I didn't have time to film with it. So I will sometime in the next week be posting my written blog posts with this for sure. Maybe it's already up by the time you're watching this video, but yeah, I'm just really struggling to find the motivation for me to be posting blog posts with like pictures and like giving my thoughts that way. I don't really feel there's any merit in that anymore. So I want to change things up. And this is the product that made me realize that that would be a good thing to do. I will be selecting something else. It's really good. It's a really good highlighter drop for sure, for sure. And then I had some cream and liquid, like liquid and powder blush in. And I loved all of these so much. Little Lilac from M Cosmetics. This is really pretty. If you want a more warm pink lilac, this is really pretty. But of course, I was doing quite a lot of cool toned looks in January, so I was really reaching for, I believe this is called Muley Bowl from Noose. The brand name is right here. When you buy these, the bottle actually comes like this, with like this round bit here, but that just for storage, it doesn't make a lot of sense, so I always turn it around. But yeah, this is Muley Bowl, and it's a really nice, like cool toned lavender pink. I really love this shade. It's very sort of fresh looking. Something that also looked very fresh is Rapture by Urban Decay. Who remembers these Urban Decay blushes? I'm like the only person on the planet who's still trying to use these, I feel. I used to have 4 of these. I decluttered 2 because those were really warm toned. It was a red. I think it was, I don't remember what the red was called, but I had Video, which was a very like famous shade. It was like a brown tone. Far too warm for me, but this is really pretty. It looks like a deeper plum shade in the pan, but on my face, it's this perfect sort of like just in from the cold kind of look. I've been loving this so much, but I can tell that this is like an older formula. If I compare this to other, even more recent powder blushes that I've tried, you can tell that this is like a 2017 blush formula, but it still works. It hasn't gone bad. I can still use it. It looks really pretty on my face, so we'll be going back to this at some point. This is like a rediscovery in my makeup collection. I was like realizing I hadn't used my Urban Decay blushes in the longest time when I filmed my purple blush video at the end of 2025, so I knew I had to select that. And Cover FX, this brand is now defunct. I saw it on a Angelica Nukvis video the other day. In January, they announced they are calling it quits, so you will not be able to find this product anymore. And I sort of put this in my Shop My Stash because I was like, I haven't used this in forever. It's their blush duo in Mojave Mauve. It has a matte and a shimmer. I used both of them and they are so pretty. And now that I know that this is no longer going to be available, it's going to be even harder for me to get rid of it. I don't use it a lot, but it's very pretty on the cheeks. It's sort of like a more pinky mauve compared to other things, so that makes it a little bit more unique compared to other mauve tone blushes in my collection. That's everything that was in the drawer, so I'm gonna show you my lip products that I used this month, which are all in this little cubby right here. I'm feeling the vampy lips. As you can see, like I'm wearing this gray sweater today. If you see any other videos going up on this channel with a gray sweater in the next week, and you see what lipstick I'm wearing, then you know what's going on. But I've been wearing quite vampy lips again because I'm really feeling it. And today, what you will see me wearing in videos that have this sweater on is Diva. I repurchased this through during the Black Friday sales. This is a shade I used to own. It expired on me, so I repurchased it. That's all I can say. Really pretty, deeper, vampier lipstick shade, but not too vampy. More vampy shades is this Powder Power lipstick from Kiko. I don't think they still do this shade. At least it wasn't available on the website. This is 25. Look at this. It's such a beautiful burgundy shade. I've been really digging shades like this, like especially with the more cool toned eye looks that I've been doing. And then like, especially if it has quite a lot of gray and then this intense sort of reddish burgundy has been my go-to the past few weeks. If I wear something that's a little bit more blue heavy, I love wearing this lipstick. This is by Catrice. It's discontinued. It's the Scandalous Matte in Casually Overdressed, and I think this is really pretty. If you can't find this, Lisa Eldridge's New Wave, which she still does, is very similar, but much more expensive than that was. Then a bit of a miskoop in Dutch. Do we have a good word for that in English? I can't think of it off the top of my head, but when you make a mistake when you buy something. I was super excited to find a display with L'Oreal lipsticks when I was in London for Black Friday. This was in Superdrug. I haven't been able to find this shade 214 anywhere here in the Netherlands. They didn't have testers. I tried looking for one, but this shade they didn't have a tester for. But judging by this like purpley pink sort of sticker and the name Violette Saturine, I was like, oh, that sounds like something I might like. And then I opened it up and I was like, oh, that looks like something my grandma would wear in the 80s. And it smells like something my grandma would wear. And I was like, that's why I don't have any more L'Oreal lipsticks than I do. The scent I really dislike. The color was okay. I did wear the color when filming a video, and it's really not that offensive. But I don't know. Maybe I'm just not used to seeing myself in a frost lipstick, but no, the 80s cold. They want their violet pink, like, lipstick back. That is an instant declutter. I know I will not be wearing that, and that was just a bit of a mistake on my part. I do make mistakes, people. I did wear Pony again, because this is by Glossier. This is their Ultra Lip, and these are quite balmy, and I remember just really liking these in the winter time, and especially in January and February, my lips can be so dry, and then wearing like a matte lipstick like Diva doesn't always look right. So this has been for the days where I need something that has color, but when I actually want to wear a balm, this works really well. And you can tell, because this used to be flush with the top when I bought it. So when I twist it all the way down, you can see how much I've used this shade. It's a really pretty shade. Some more MAC in here. I was like, where did my other Revlon lipsticks go? They were still in my work bag. I do take my lipstick to work, but I always forget to retouch. But I do take it with me just in case. But yeah, I did wear some other MAC lipsticks, not just Diva. Greige lip liner made an appearance again. I need to sharpen this again because, let me do that right now because, and this is actually quickly becoming one of my most used lip liners because this is so good. Like if a lipstick is a little bit too light or a little bit weird on me and I pair it with this, it saves everything. So this has been my favorite lip liner. I've been wearing it a lot with this. I wore this in a video. It's a little bit differently from what I thought it was gonna look like because these are sold as glosses, these Shelby Makeup X Ghoul collab, but this was a liquid lipstick on me. So when I put this on, it was far too opaque for my liking. Had not expected that. And it dried matte. So I was like, wait, what? Why is this called a lip gloss? This is a liquid lipstick. This is in the shade Lacrimosa. This is the second shade they've done. This is the lightest one. And then there's a darker brown. So those I still need to test out, but I just wanted to give them a whirl. So this is the gray toned one, but on me it looked a little yellow. So it was a little bit weird. But like I said, I'm into my like vampy, like I'm really experimenting with lip colors at the minute and I'm just having a great time. Not everything has to look pretty on me, I find. Pink Peppermint is my favorite lipstick to pair with Greige. And that's something that I discovered doing in 2025 and I intend to keep doing it. That pink is otherwise too light for me. And then I discovered Alone Time. I purchased this together with Diva and actually the other lipstick I have here. This is Syrup. These are the Luster lipsticks that they do. Syrup I used to own in the past. It expired on me, so I repurchased it because it was my favorite. If you just want a really good My Lips But Better mauvey tone that has a very sheer, sort of shiny creaminess to it, this is so pretty. This is, like, if you want to know what my lip color naturally looks like, it's this. I put this on and it's just My Lips But Better. So, so good. And I heard a lot of people raving about Alone Time, and you can see how brown this looks. And I was a bit skeptical, but I was like, you know what? It's Black Friday. They do 20% off. I might as well try it. It isn't a formula I like. And let me tell you, this is so pretty on. I filmed a video wearing this, so you can see it going on. I'll try to link it in the description box down below. But in one of the recent videos I filmed last week, I was wearing this lipstick. And it doesn't look weird on me. It has a really nice gray, brown sort of pink to it. Really good neutral for me. This is now my favorite new MAC lipstick that I've discovered. And then we have our little Revlon family. Like I said, some of these were still in my work bag. I was like, wait, where's the other one that I wore? Of course, Laid Back Lilac, which is now one of my favorite neutral lipsticks as well. You can already starting to see that there's a little bit of a dent going on there. I purchased this last May. It was a recommendation by Lorraine, who's a regular viewer here on my channel. She was like, it's a bit warm toned for me, but I think you might like it. And this has been a game changer. I struggle finding really good nudes for myself. Everything is always too yellow, too orange, too pink, too whatever. And this is that perfect blend of purple, pink, brown. It's so good. So yes, thanks again, Lorraine, for putting me onto this, because this is absolutely beautiful. But Revlon, my craze started after just like, I bought them again on a whim. I hadn't used Revlon lipstick in such a long time. I used to own a couple, and one of the shades I used to own but wasn't wearing enough was Black Cherry. And this is the lipstick that has been really like instigating my craving for intense vampy lipsticks. This has been the thing that I just wear the most, and it's such a classic. And I'm like, why did I ever declutter this? It was probably expired. That's probably why. And then I wasn't wearing a lot of vampy lipsticks for a while, so I didn't see merit in keeping it around. But then they also do Berry Crush. Now, I'm not sure if this is like readily available. I very randomly picked this up through Zalando. This is a really pretty purple lipstick, like purple but vampy, but not too bright. It's not like the Catrice one that has a lot of pink in and blue that makes it look really vibrant and almost like neon-like. This is much more muted down. It's more of a plum color, but it's still a true purple. Beautiful as well. So Berry Crush by Revlon. I wore it like 2 or 3 times in the past week alone, and I'm really loving it. Revlon do some really good things. Really on the Revlon loving train, you could say. All right, let me get to the makeup drawer across the room and showcase like what we're gonna be testing out this month. Welcome to the top drawer. We have foundations over here, concealers, primers, blushes, highlighters, bronzers, and powders right here in the back. And I'm gonna have to select some new things, of course. In the foundation category, as I mentioned, we will not be selecting anything new. And also here in the concealer category, we will not be selecting anything new. But I used up my primer. So it's finally time to try and use up a full size of the MAC Strobe Cream. I have plenty of other like glowy primers, but I went through some travel sizes of this and I really liked it. And then I bought a full size, and then there were so many other things that I prioritized that I kind of forgot about having this. So I now just need to prioritize it and use it up. And that means we have a little bit more space for my L'Oreal one to go in there. And I also have this Hints thing that's new in. And I have my Glossier Future Dew, of course. So it's not all going to fit into the cubby, I'm afraid, but it will be fine. This is a Catrice thing that I already know that's going to be a declutter. I will be filming my declutters this month in February, and you're going to be seeing them from March onwards. We need some new bronzers to select, just because it's so easy for right now. You can see that there's a true dent here in the middle. So I'm trying to hit pan on my Flawless Fusion by Kiko in shade 1. So that could be nice to have another bronzer with pan, because I do have other ones, like my Becca. That one's going down quite a bit. Yeah, those things I'm not too fussed with. This is okay. That I didn't love. Maybe, should I test this out? Or shall I just pass this on to a colleague? I don't know. This is the Sydney Grace Cream Bronzer in Cinnamon Sugar Cookie. And my main issue with a lot of Sydney Grace cream products is that they do light and dark, but they don't really do undertones. This is the first time that I saw one of their products that made me go like, that could be the right undertone. So maybe I'm just gonna have to give it more of a whirl because their formula is really good. I think this just about fits my bronzer brush inside it. So need to use that to really make up my mind about it before I declutter. I already know, again, here, what are some things that are going to be decluttered in here as well. So there's going to be a little bit more space. But as you can see, like, I don't have that much, like, truly lying on top, which is what I used to have before. That was a huge problem, but I no longer have that problem anymore, which is good. For highlighter. You know what? These were sent to me by Esther, and I haven't really given them much of a whirl yet. They are by Odin's Eye, and this is the Sunlight Love Blusher in Star Legend. So that could be a blush? I don't know what to do with this. It's super shiny, though. It's like the shine of a highlighter. Maybe keep this one for the spring-summer season, because that shade may be better for me around that time. This one... This is Subtle Radiance, and it's this mint green. It's a bit out there, but I'm gonna try and see if I can make that work. So, of course, I need to select some Catrice products as well. I just put all of my new Catrice stuff back into its little pouch that it came in. I'm desperate to try this, the new Catrice, like, blurry pudding pot sort of dupe. That I really want to test out. And I did really like this as well upon first impression. So the Aura Glam I'm going to select for something a little bit more neutral, because I don't think I'm going to be able to get away with all green highlighters. Because I think I want this one more. The Soft Blur Powder Blush. I really like the look of that, and I want to test it out by itself. Oh, this is a third bronzer I can try. The Catrice new Sculpt and Charm. And then maybe, because I'm in between primers anyways, I can already test out the primer as well. I know I like the MAC one because I've used several of the travel sizes up in the past. So that way I can do that. I've got two highlighters. I do think that I want another highlighter. I need something that will just go with anything, no matter the look. And I think my Fenty Beauty Demi Glow in Pretty Pearls is going to be the one for that. And then for blush. For blush, I did bring in some new things that I need to test out, but I also noticed when I was swatching out my makeup collection that I misplaced an item. I don't know where it went, but I finally found it again. So that wasn't in that video. So I need to test that out because I don't know how long that's been lying somewhere else. And there is a Tarte blush that did not swatch. But Tarte blushes are notoriously bad at swatching. So I think I want to have this one in for a neutral. It does look a little bit funky. But then again, I did sort of use this so often that the embossing started to disappear. This is in the shade Seduce. So I want to see what this looks like when I use it with a brush. And then I have this really pretty vibrant pink from MAC. I was actually looking for this to put it in my January Shop My Stash and I couldn't find it. And now I found it again. It was like hiding in the back of a different drawer where I don't even keep makeup. I'm like, how did you end up in there? I probably misplaced it like in my delirium in early morning get ready with me's or something like that. So this is MAC's Dilly Dolly. It's from a Cherry Blossom collection they did a couple of years ago. So something very cool toned, something a little bit warm toned, a cream, some powders. And there you have it. All of the products are back into the drawer, ready to go for February. I'm very much looking forward to. That means we have palettes. And as I was thinking about my eyeshadow palette collection and like my upcoming declutter that I want to film, I did of course bring in some new things again, and that also means that older things fall by the wayside. And I just realized these two products have gotten a little forgotten in my makeup collection. So we have the Tartelette in Bloom, one of my all-time favorite neutral palettes. This is such a good one. But it's also really old, so I need to use it again to see if it's still okay. Like if this, like it has a weird texture, if the formula isn't the same as I remember it being, it may need to go. And if it goes though, this one needs to go into a makeup memory box because I liked it so much. And my Persona Identity 1. I remember hunting this down. Like, this was so difficult for me to buy, which is why I can't get rid of it. It has this really beautiful like taupey shade in here, and this one as well. And this is a palette that was formulated with brown eyes in mind, and that is what I have. This is really pretty. It's why I don't have some of the more neutrally things from Makeup by Mario, but I do feel that because I now have 2 of the Makeup by Mario Ethereal Eyes palettes, that's why I'm not reaching for these. That's the way it works in my brain. So I just wanted to select them for a like palettes I used again video, just so I can like really see how I feel about these. But I also wanted to play again with very fair skin friendly cool tone palettes. I did a winter palette video in January. I was like, oh yeah, I need to just play with my Cloud9 again. So that's gonna happen this month. Ghostface Lives by Glamlight, really pretty, sort of like gray tones. As someone who doesn't love gray tones, that's a really good palette for me. And then I thought, you know, we're going sort of into spring in like February already sometime, so the Glam Eyes Coolest shade from Wycon with these pretty pastels in could be a nice one to use as well. So I'm going to be using those ones first. And then for the new palette review video, I have these ones for you. And it's the 4 palettes that I purchased through YESSTYLE in December. And then there is some exciting PR here. At least I'm excited for it. I have 2 of the Cheer Yet palettes that came out towards the end of 2025. This is the Dreamscape or Dreamcatcher, that's what it's called. Really pretty sort of neutrals, but with baby blues in. That's really pretty. And then the Freya collab they did with the Starcore, so something deeper and grungier. Can't wait to play with that. And then there is this Anthemy palette that I also purchased. This is a brand I have yet to try. It's got some multi-chromes in, and again, some pastels, perfect for like winter going into spring, I think. And then of course there is the Shall We Makeup X Ghoul collab, the Nocturnal Flame, and I was able to repress that with this one back in. It just sort of popped out, and when I swatched it and I just used some pressure, it went back in fine. So that shade didn't break. It has some really beautiful grungy shades in. It's like grayish blues at the top, some neutrally browns, pops of orange, and then this really sort of weird brown, green, red sort of multi-chrome. Can't wait to play with that. And then Lethal Cosmetics contacted me and said, would you like to receive some of our products? They first asked me, about, at least that's the email I saw first, is the new SpongeBob collab that they have. It comes with a little lock, which I think is very annoying, but it's like, I can show you this in my palette video this week, like my haul and my Shop My Stash, that this is how you open it. And then it sort of opens up like, no, why are we stuck? Oh yeah, of course. I need to twist it as well. And then this is the palette inside. It's essentially like a very vibrant blue, green, purple palette in essence. So I can't wait to play with this. I haven't tried Lethal Cosmetics eyeshadow in a hot minute. And I do have a code with them as well for this collection. It's Floating in Dreams SB. I will pop it up on the screen right here. And you can get a little bit of money off if you buy anything from this collection. It is only valid on buying single products, not on like little bundles or anything like that. But yeah, this, like SpongeBob per se isn't really my thing, but this is nice and vibrant. So playing with a little bit of color again. And last but not least, I still need to take pictures of this, so that's why it's still in its box. But the Serpentine collection is something they sent to me as well. And this is actually something I'm more excited for than the SpongeBob one, because I had missed this email. They sent me an email and it went to my spam folder, and then they resent me the email like, hey, did you see this one as well? Because we already contacted you before, and this looks so, so pretty. It's sort of like grungy yet vibrant at the same time. It's giving unearthly vibes to me, so I can't wait to see what I can come up with these 2 palettes. So thanks so much to Lethal Cosmetics for sending these 2 in PR to me. But that's why I do want to put them into a Shop My Stash straight away, because they were sent, and I am especially excited for this one. The snake design on the packaging is just everything to me. Like, look at that foiling. That's just a box. Love it. So those are all of the products I will be playing with in the next couple of weeks. Let me know in a comment down below what you will be playing with. Is there anything like that Tarte blush that I'm now selecting that makes you go like, oh yeah, I have that as well? So let me know in a comment down below what that product is for you. And then I hope to see you again really, really soon in March. I will be shopping my stash again, of course. And I also use these videos to give you little sneak peeks of content you can expect me to do, as well as like other things. So let me know in a comment down below what you are looking forward to trying in your makeup collection. I would love to know. Stay tuned for more videos, because I do make videos 4 times a week over on this channel, once a week over on my second channel, which is called Floating in Books. The link to that can be found in the description box down below. And I do have a TikTok and Instagram, which are also linked in the description box down below. So you can follow me pretty much wherever. And then I hope to see you again really, really soon in another video. Take care, everybody. Have a great day. Bye-bye.